So really some more confusion about how the city of Chicago is planning to address those teen takeovers downtown and trying to stop them before they turn violent. First, the city council talked about changing the curfew, but then they abruptly pulled that plan.
Then yesterday, the city fenced off an area in Streeterville, but hours later, that fence was removed. NBC5's Charlie Wojcicki is live in Streeterville getting some answers for us. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Natalie, it looks like some kind of decision has been made. Take a look at this. The fence replaced by Chicago police officers standing one after the other right next to their cars. A heavy police presence tonight in Streeterville. We are hearing there is also a geofence around this area for Uber and Lyft drivers, keeping ride shares out of Streeterville. A warm spring afternoon in Streeterville. People out walking their dogs and going to and from Navy Pier. But for residents like Rick Knudsen, there is a concern that the neighborhood could see another teen takeover.
I hate it. I live down here at the end on East Illinois, so I'm right. You have to cross that way to get to the Navy Pier, and it's a nightmare. It's just a nightmare.
A nightmare that played out last month here at the intersection of Illinois and Columbus, when hundreds of teens ran into the streets. At one point, police say a 14-year-old shot a 15-year-old. Last night, the city set up a metal crowd fence around Ogden Plaza. But today, that fence came down, Alderman Brian Hopkins says, so the construction debris could be cleaned up from the area. Earlier this week, Hopkins withdrew an ordinance that would have moved the city's 10 p.m. curfew to 8 p.m. in favor of a compromise that would give police more power to shut down takeovers by invoking a snap curfew.
And at any given time, the police commander or the police superintendent can take that tool out of the toolbox and say, we need it for the next 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever the case may be.
Last weekend, a takeover plan for Millennium Park never materialized. But a special group of peacekeepers were on hand to help keep conflicts to a minimum.
90% of the kids who come there, they're coming to escape the trauma of their neighborhoods. The other 10 are just being children, and they don't think rational. You know, they think a little bit irrational, they're impulsive.
The peacekeepers' goal is to engage the teens and change their behavior.
It's probably one of the most important things that Chicago has done. It's about saving lives, and that's ultimately what we do.
It's a little hard to see behind that CTA bus, but there is now a pair of fire trucks in front of the AMC Theater. We're not sure what they're for, but there doesn't seem to be too much excitement. Perhaps a medical emergency. Just a sign of all the city interest being poured into this area on a Friday afternoon on a warm spring day. The alderman here, Brian Hopkins, tells me there is a plan in place to deal with whatever may happen. Of course, everyone is hoping that it is a calm evening here in Streeterville. Reporting live, Charlie Wojcicki, NBC5 News.
Certainly the bottom line. Thank you, Charlie.